Well, hello, welcome again to a reading through of Iliad Book 9, and I got up to line 29. And in the next 20 lines, Diomedes arises and he objects to Agamemnon's proposal. Now, they had had words before back in Book 4. If you want to look it up, it's 370 to 400. Agamemnon had publicly accused Diomedes of avoiding going in the front line, and in that context, Diomedes, although he was very angry at the accusation, he kept his cool. So he continues on here, Homer continues on, Hos Epha, thus he spoke. This stock line here, they accordingly, all of them, were, now this is a funny thing to say here, they were in silence and they were on the point of silence. So often translated they were on the point of silence, but both of these indicate, I think, silence here. So all of them became, we might say, very silent. Dane, and for a long time, Ersan, now there's the participle we had before, in the sense of dismayed, disheartened, only occurs in the perfect, and this is a participle. So for a long time the sons of the Achaeans were dismayed. Now aneo, although it looks like a dative, this is actually a contracted nominative plural, so it's actually going with the sons of the Achaeans. So they were silent, they were dismayed and silent. Opsi, but at last, but finally indeed, Diomedes, good at the war cry, addressed them. And he says, son of Atreus. So proto is adverbial here, so it's sort of like, first of all, I will fight, well perhaps I will oppose you, you who have lost your mind. It's alpha privative plus this verb of thinking, so you who have gone out of your mind. And I will do this, a thing, which is Themis. The feminine must be going with Themis, which is feminine here, which is the accepted practice, the Themis, which is allowable, which is lawful, approved by the gods, Themis, O Lord. It's lawful to do that agore in the place of meeting, in the assembly. I might translate that. Marketplace is probably not right at this point. It's a place of assembly, from agero, to gather. But you do not become angry. This is an aorist passive, subjunctive, and it's being used as an imperative, and the t in any way. So you do not become angry at all. Now we get a men, always look down, there must be a det down here. So on the one hand, first of all, you reproached, you reproached the Alkane, the valor, for me. So you had a go at my valor, you reproached my valor among the Danans, thus saying that I understood. Mn is the infinitive from the verb to be. You normally get mni and so on. But I think this is an infinitive from the verb to be. It's not me, I think it's the infinitive. So you saying that I was a Ptolemon, that I was unwarlike and unalkidar, and without valor. But the young men, so both the amen ader, both the young men and the old men among the Achaeans know all of these things. So they already know all that. I won't go back over it again. Isas agaeon so soy de diandica. This is a funny line here. The son of crooked-minded Kronos. This is one of the epithets of Kronos. He's he has a crooked mind, gave to you, Diandika, one of two things. So he could have given you both, but he's given you one of two things. On the one hand, he has given, probably toi for soy, to you to be honoured by means of the sceptre beyond all men. So infinitive here. So he granted on the one hand for you to be honoured with the sceptre beyond all men, and then this balancing debt, but he did not give to you Alcaid, he didn't give you any valour. It's pretty insulting to say to the king, which, so this is valour, it's a thing which, now the Alcain of course is feminine, and this is a neuter relative, but it's something like a thing which is, and it's probably agreeing more with Kratos here, a power which is the greatest. With Kratos is neuter, so a power which is the greatest. Daimonie, you strange fellow. It's a very interesting word here. Crazy man, something like this. The original sense of this, I think, is that the Greeks, especially at this time, thought of these daimones, these spirits that came into existence at the same time as you were born, and these daimones watched over you and sometimes made you make bad decisions. So you can often translate it, you crazy man, you strange man. Thus, and there's a question here, so thus perchance, LPA, this is second person, it is from that elpisdo root, but it has a sense of believe, or do you expect. Do you perchance believe that the sons of the Achaeans, Mala is very emphatic, to be unwarlike? So do you imagine that the sons of the Achaeans are in fact unwarlike and without valour, as you say? But if the heart, or your thumos, for you yourself, the toi really for soy, and it goes with the auto. So this would be set auto in later Greek, but I think it's something like if the spirit for you, esutai, is keen. Again, it's a perfect, so it's got that sense of a state. So is keen. Host te. Now, of course, in later Greek, this is written as one word. This host te plus the infinitive only occurs here in the Iliad, and it's once in the Odyssey, with the result of returning home. So as to return home. So if your spirit is so keen, so as to return home, ergio, away you go. And it's kept to the next line for emphasis. So depart. Pa toi hodos. The way is there present for you. Pa for paresti. So the way is there for you, and the ships, indeed, they stand near the sea. The ships, the many, being very many, which followed, possibly toi for sword, which followed you from the old then ending, from Mycenae. So the way is clear for you to go. The ships are standing near the sea. The very many ships which followed you from Mycenae. Alloy, but, very strong but here, the other long-haired Achaeans, so long-haired with respect to their heads, literally. So the other long-haired Achaeans, Meneusi, notice the epsilon there, this is a future, uncontracted future. So they will remain. Ace ho, fairly idiomatic, until Diopesomen, this is from Diopertho, we will totally sack or totally destroy, and the pair is very emphatic, Troy. Aide kai autoi. So the aide, sometimes it's like age in later Greek. It simply means to come on then, well and good. So come on then, also let them flee. This is a third person imperative. So well then, let them flee into their fatherland, into their dear fatherland with their ships. So indeed, let them all flee. So it's not really an if here; it's a separate phrase. It's sort of like, come on then, let them flee with their ships into their dear fatherland. Noe, this is a duel, but we two, I and Sthenelus. Now Sthenelus is Diomedes' second in command. You'll recall the two of them were part of the 7 against Thebes in the other myth. So we two, I and Sthenelus, we will fight ace hot until, now literally, we might find the tekmor, this is the end of Ilium. So it's funny to use Huramen, until we find the end, the finality, till we reach perhaps the finality, the end of Ilium. For we have come here, this is perfect from Erchomai, from Elalitha, for we have come here with the help of the god. And that is the reply from Diomedes. In the next section, we'll look at the Nestor's proposal and then Agamemnon's dinner. So I'll do that in the next section.